All right, before we start this video, first of all, I would like to say that I speak and explain things very slowly. And that might be a problematic for you if you're looking for a video that is very fast paced. But in my point of view, it doesn't really work because, when I have to explain the tools and the techniques, you can, catch the explanation and understand the explanation very well when somebody speaks very slowly. That's just my point of view. However, we can go down in the tool of your video and then speed it up to make the video even faster if you like. Second, it's always useful to come back to the video whenever necessary because you might forget what I just explained. And in order to revisit the video, make sure that you save the video for future reference. And third, go down in the description below and then click on the link in order to download the software. Unless you already have the software, that's fine. But if you don't have it, go down in the description below and then click the link in order to download the software to try it out by yourself. Best way to learn anything. And then if you like, I'm more than happy to provide you the raw photo that I'm using for this video so that you can practice it on your own. And that way, you will never forget any tools and you can actually learn a lot faster. Now, let's jump into the video. Enjoy photography. This is going to be a short video because I'm not really a big believer of, long edits, even though some people take it as a meditation. So, that's their choice. My thing is that I take extra amount of time when I'm taking the photographs because that's my meditation. But when I edit, I kind of, do some minor adjustment. I already kind of have an idea what I want. For instance, in this case, I'm going to use, let's say this image. This is like a semi kind of macro-ish. The reason why, because the lenses that I have, which is 12 to, you can take a look at my metadata on the top, 12 to 50 mm, which has a macro mode. I kind of really like it. However, it does not have, it does not have the full macro one-on-one. So it's quite good enough anyway. So let's jump into the edit. So in this case, I'm going to turn on the detail refinement. Detail refinement is kind of like a sharpening. So I'm going to zoom in about 100%. And then radius about 50. Amount. That looks pretty good to me. Then turn on the noise reduction, just a touch of luminance noise. Not much of a color noise because if you look at the shadow, it looks fine to me. The tone. Now here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to raise the mid-tone only, not the shadow. In Affinity Photo, you can turn on all the clipping to see exactly if there is anything wrong in the image. To me, it looks all right. And I'll do just a little bit of a crop. I'll say 1-on-1, like that. That looks pretty good, because square is kind of my thing. I really like it. Then I'll click develop. Now I'm going to, before I head into the actual edit, let me take a sip of my tea. It's a nice little Earl Grey. I really love it. Anyway, not the topic. So I'm going to create a duplicate. Now we're going to open Silver EFEX. So I'm going to go to the plugin again, Nick Collection, then Silver EFEX. So this is my favorite tool for black and white conversion. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just simply start from the neutral. So just neutral. However, I'm going to do some work on
the left hand side, you can see that you have this zone, Ansel Adams zone system. So if you click it, it actually shows exactly where things are. That's pretty awesome. And then I'm going to look at the histogram and make sure what I need is really nice and contrast. So I'm going to turn on the dynamic brightness. The difference between dynamic brightness and the midtone, so I'm going to go back to 0 and then to not much of a difference. So if you look at the midtone, if you look at the histogram, it does more or less the same changes as the dynamic brightness, but it's also push slightly the shadow and also the higher level of midtone. So I think that's about it, but it's not much of a difference than the midtone. So I'm going to go with the dynamic brightness, then amplify blacks. So I'm going to add just a touch of a black, so it gives a slight contrast. Then soft contrast. So what is the difference between soft contrast and the contrast? So soft contrast is this. So it's 51. And the contrast, in my opinion, has much more strength. So I would say soft contrast is basically similar to the contrast, but less of an impact. Then I'm going to add some structure, some fine structure. Now, if you are not sure about which button is what, simply speaking, you can go to help, and then you have this learning hub, either that, or you can go back to the plugin and then use the user guide. In the user guide, you normally should have all the tools available. So we're in Nick collection Silver EFEX. So you can click the Silver EFEX. It takes some time. And at the bottom, you have all the tools necessary and their explanation. So you have this structure, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have this all the explanation with 1, 2, 3, 4. So contrast adjustment. You have the soft contrast. As I said, the soft contrast, exactly what I said. Then fine structure, similar to the structure slider, adjust the finest detail of the image. It's kind of like it gives you nice sharpness too. At least with your eyes, you'll be surprised when you see the sharpness. If I zoom in quite a bit, before, after, you see that it gives you a little boost in the sharpness. Now, I don't need to use any kind of local adjustment because it looks just beautiful and fine by me. Then the color filter, do I though? Red generally, the yellow is generally my, choice, but because it's a green, yellow kind of image originally, I would go for yellow in that case. Maybe reduce the strength just a bit. Then film type, I'll give neutral, but then I'm kind of heading for this Kodak 32. Then grain, maybe a little bit extra hard grain would be nice. Sensitivity, this is where the slider goes. Look at the red and yellow, it doesn't change much, but the green, in my opinion, it does a huge change because, it's kind of like a yellow-green kind of look. So I'm going to boost a little bit. And film grain, I'm probably going to add some more film grain. Then vignette, Probably, no, I always like a vignette, but nothing too strong. Probably the whitish vignette would be awesome, or probably this one. This looks nice. And then burn edges. Just going to take a look. I don't think any of them are necessary. Split tone, probably, it's all about what you're looking for. I wasn't looking for split toning, but it gives a nice little look. Actually, I'm going to keep it. There you go. That image border. Check this one out. Yep, I quite like it. I'm going to keep it and then apply. So I'm going to go back to my, just don't forget to take a look at all the explanation. Trust me, it will save you a lot of time. So let's do it before and after. So before, after, before, after. I mean, I don't know about you, but I quite like the look. It's very abstract kind of photograph. Fantastic and big fan. So let me know what you think about this image, and let me know what you think about this video overall, and then I'll see you in future videos with some more tutorials. Take care of yourself, and bye-bye.